Kensington, a neighborhood in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, has long drawn public attention due to its high homelessness rates and alarming opioid crisis. This area reflects the complex interplay of economic, social, and public health policy challenges in the United States. Along Kensington streets, scenes of homeless individuals sleeping on sidewalks, under bridges, or in makeshift camps are part of daily life. Many of them are trapped in a cycle of poverty, drug addiction, and limited access to mental health services. The history of this neighborhood is inseparable from drastic economic changes. In the mid-20th century, Kensington was a thriving industrial hub that provided jobs for its residents. However, with the decline of the industrial sector in the late 20th century, many factories closed, leaving thousands unemployed. The ensuing wave of joblessness left a legacy of structural poverty, which subsequently fueled a rise in homelessness. The opioid crisis has added another layer of complexity to these issues. Kensington has become one of the largest drug markets on the East Coast, with fentanyl and heroin being the most prevalent substances. The abuse of these drugs not only worsens the health conditions of the homeless, but also creates a vicious cycle that is difficult to break. Efforts to address these issues are often hindered by a lack of coordination between government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and local communities. The impacts are felt not only by the individuals directly affected, but also by the broader community. Kensington residents face significant challenges in maintaining neighborhood safety, while local businesses struggle to survive due to the stigma surrounding the area. Rehabilitation efforts often face budget constraints, insufficient facility capacity, and resistance from those who view homelessness and drug addiction as criminal issues rather than public health concerns. Amid these challenges, there is a glimmer of hope. Various local organizations, such as Prevention Point Philadelphia, have been working to provide services like emergency shelters, harm reduction programs, and pathways to health care and rehabilitation. Although the results have been limited, these initiatives demonstrate that change is possible. Additionally, advocacy groups are pushing for policy changes, such as increased affordable housing and expanded mental health services. Homelessness in Kensington reflects broader issues of social and economic inequality in the United States. Addressing it requires a holistic approach involving government policy support, active participation from local organizations, and public awareness of the importance of social solidarity. Kensington is more than just a location. It is a reminder that behind the statistics are human beings in need of attention, empathy, and real solutions. Kensington has evolved into a symbol of the modern homelessness crisis in the United States. Over the past decade, the neighborhood has become the epicenter of a complex social crisis, combining homelessness, substance abuse, and mental health challenges. The homeless population in modern Kensington is not merely a reflection of economic poverty, but also a result of broader social shifts, including unaffordable housing systems, inadequate healthcare services, and controversial drug policies. One defining feature of Kensington today is the presence of tent cities, scattered along streets, under bridges, and even in public parks. The homeless here often live in dire conditions without access to clean water, adequate sanitation, or protection from extreme weather. Many have lost not only their homes but also their connections to family or social support networks, making Kensington a temporary home for a community marginalized by society. This modern phenomenon is further exacerbated by the rampant opioid crisis. Kensington is notorious as the largest drug market on the East Coast, with fentanyl and heroin as the primary commodities. Many homeless individuals here are active users, leading to situations where basic needs such as food and shelter are sacrificed to sustain their addiction. Fentanyl, far more potent and dangerous than heroin, has caused a surge in overdose deaths in the area. Philadelphia has one of the highest overdose rates in the U.S., with Kensington at its center. However, homelessness in Kensington is not solely linked to drugs. Economic factors play a significant role, such as the lack of affordable housing. Property prices in Philadelphia have surged in recent years, while minimum wages fail to cover basic living expenses. Gentrification in parts of the city has also displaced many residents, leaving them vulnerable to homelessness. Mental health issues are another major factor. Many of Kensington's homeless population suffer from conditions like PTSD, depression, or schizophrenia, which often go undiagnosed or untreated. The U.S. mental health system faces immense strain, with insufficient long-term care facilities and prohibitively high treatment costs preventing many from receiving necessary support. Efforts to address these issues are often entangled in political and policy debates. Some view homelessness in Kensington as a criminal issue requiring law enforcement interventions, while others advocate for more humane public health approaches. Programs like sterile needle distribution and safe injection sites have been introduced by certain organizations, but these initiatives often face opposition from communities concerned about neighborhood safety. Modern Kensington is a vivid portrait of the complexities of homelessness in the 21st century. It illustrates how a combination of economic disparities, failed health policies, and social stigma can create a humanitarian crisis in the heart of a major city. Despite the challenges, there is hope through community efforts, such as those led by Prevention Point Philadelphia and other organizations that provide basic services, rehabilitation programs, and advocacy for better policies. However, truly addressing this crisis requires a comprehensive approach, not only tackling its visible impacts but also addressing its root causes. Kensington, in its current state, is a stark reminder that behind the visible crisis on the streets lies a system in desperate need of fundamental change.